Should we do Call of Duty?
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty 2023. So this is not the Call of Duty that is coming out this year, which is being developed by Infinity Ward. It's meant to be Modern Warfare 2. But a report from Bloomberg indicates that the game set to launch in 2023, which is going to be an Infinity Ward developed Call of Duty, has basically been internally delayed and will be the first. 2023 will be the first year since 2005 where we don't get a mainline Call of Duty release, which is hectic.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah, crazy to me. So the report basically says that in 2023, Activision will continue to support Warzone 2, which is scheduled to launch this year as well, and multiplayer content for Modern Warfare 2. It also says that there will be a new free-to-play online title released next year that Treyarch is apparently helping to develop. So not sure how that fits in with a second Warzone.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Look,
I wonder if that is like them going the Halo Infinite route to mean like, here's multiplayer that's free to play. And to me, that would be the smart move. It worked for Halo.
It would be, except Call of Duty just sells well regardless. Like even Vanguard, like despite it being the weakest entry in a long time, I'm sure that still moved millions of units.
Well, Activision did say it was disappointing, which means yeah. I mean, you got to remember they put a lot of money into these games every single
But you
year,
know what? So the free to play routes can definitely work because they'll just make big bucks on microtransactions. So yeah. I think, but on the fact that it's missing a year, like about time. We know Assassin's Creed did it years ago. I think Origins was the first, like the quote unquote reboot of the franchise, and it paid off. Like I think before that, the Assassin's Creed franchise was very tired. People were very much over it, and now with Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla, like they found their stride again. So yeah, give us a. I don't know. I'm keen to see what a delayed Call of Duty looks like. How do you evolve this game? I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's a lot of analysts that are saying this is actually bad for the industry because this sort of cadence of Call of Duty and the sort of injection in terms of cash that it gives the industry every year at a specific time is like something that's going to be strange for the markets to react to next year. So I'm curious to see how this shakes out. Yeah.
But I think the fact that you've said they've got a free-to-play something coming out next year, which maybe it won't outright do, it's not going to have the launch shell numbers, but I think in the long run, it's going to make them big bucks. Well, depending. So if it's good, obviously. Yeah. Other than that, shall we bounce to Wide Man Simulator?
Yeah. What did you think of Ryu in this reveal trailer for Street Fighter 6?
Is this an ad? Where is the actual trailer? I did see it here earlier. Let me just refresh this. Yeah, Street Fighter 6 is coming in. Boy, is Ryu very wide. Here we go.
Yo, man has been hitting them free weights.
Look at those muscles. This man has been clapping. Those toes got 6-packs on them.
I mean, look at just how broad he is. He's like two humans standing next to each other. I mean, even this other cat, I think his name's Luke, like coming up, like isn't even close to being as wide as him.
Hold on, sorry, audio listeners. This is not the best experience for you, but we're gonna pause right here. Where's the shot? Did I miss it? Damn it, I must have missed it. There we go. The money shot. This has become a meme because of this.
yeah. That shot there. There's a lot of people thinking that aside from being wide, Ryu's hung.
He's packing.
He's packing heat in that gi.
But yeah, look, I'm curious to see what it is. Street Fighter 5, I can't say something that Street Fighter as a whole, the franchise itself, I haven't really vibed with. Like I can't say I look at it and get excited for Street Fighter as I would, for example, a Tekken or Mortal Kombat, purely because those to me seem way more accessible. Like I can pick it up and have some sort of knowledge on how to do stuff, where Street Fighter is got some strange ass inputs. That's not really strange, if you grew up with them. But yeah, I think the last one I really put time into was Street Fighter 4 on the PS3. Even then, I played. I was like, yeah, it's okay, cool. But yeah, the Street Fighter we know is a pinnacle fighting game. So yeah,
I kind of wish there was a sort of like a decent story mode in there. Like I'm not good at fighting games, but I buy the Mortal Kombats because the story mode's fun.
Exactly.
It makes me feel like I'm good at a fighting game. And then I play online, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm done with this game. Like Street Fighter hasn't had that. So at least Street Fighter 5 didn't have that even at launch. And then when they finally did get around to adding it, it was pretty bad. So yeah, I would be super stoked for like a Street Fighter to come back and be like, cool, we've got this in-depth story mode, I would probably get into it then. But I don't think so. I mean, a lot of people will be giving shit for the game's like very different logo. It looks like an esports logo, and a lot of people are under the impression that, they're just going hard into esports again, which is one of the biggest criticisms of Street Fighter 5 when it launched. It just felt geared towards competitive esports play and basically just nothing else. Yeah.
I mean,
we knew Capcom was working on this, so it's not a surprise. The fact that there's no information beyond this is kind of strange. So, yeah.
And Street Fighter 5 came out in February 2016, 6 years ago.
Oh, it was a long time ago. Very long time ago.
Yeah. It sold more than 6 million copies, which is
not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad considering it was exclusive as well.
Oh yeah, it was
PC and PlayStation only. Yeah.
Interesting.
I wonder if they're going to do that with this as well.
Oh yeah. Unless Phil Spencer himself tweets out Street Fighter 6 day and date Game Pass. Shit, can you imagine that?
Who knows?
Speaking of PlayStation though, Elden Ring. I'm kidding. PlayStation VR2. We've got a little looks here.
Now, I was skeptical as to whether this was launching this year, but the fact that they are putting out final renders of this thing,
you think it's coming out this year?
I'm almost certain it's coming out into this year. Yeah, and will be just as rare as the actual console itself.
You reckon? See, it's interesting. Yeah. So I'm playing catch up on podcasts now. I'm listening to the Kind of Funnies 2022 predictions, and it's funny because we're nearly in March and they did this at the beginning of January, so I'm already seeing some predictions either flop or sort of panning out. But Blessing said he doesn't think VR2 comes out this year. For that reason, though, is that PlayStation turns around and says, like, shit, there's not really enough of our consoles out in the wild.
It's a fair
point. We don't want to add to, the silicon shortage by putting out another device that, requires chips and whatever. We leave it till next year. But you're right. There are some, I mean, it's fair, right? There's early renders. Like,
we've got to remember as well that this headset requires a PS5. So, like, it's not going to contribute to the silicon shortage because there's not the same sort of silicon in here that is required for consoles and high performing computing. It is essentially a electronics device that is powering a display. Definitely has microprocessors and stuff in there, but it's not the same.
Not the same thing. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I can get the strategy of like, there's not enough PS5s out here to make this a viable launch at this time.
Like maybe it is, almost ready, but I don't know. Do they launch it this year?
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing becomes like, oh, it is ready, but we are going to push this back 6 to 8 months, so that when we release it, the market is a bit more open to the idea. Because again, people are not going to drop, this is probably going to be an expensive device, but I would assume somewhere around like $300. They're not going to drop $300 on a headset when they can't even spend the $500 on a console.
Exactly.
Yeah. But anyway, the design of this thing is quite reminiscent of the first PSVR, which I particularly like a lot because I think PSVR, the first iteration, was one of the most comfortable VR headsets I've ever used. It uses this sort of like headband mentality. So the pressure of the headset is on the front of your head and balanced on the back, as opposed to being smushed on your face like so many other ones. And I think it's incredibly comfortable and very smart. So the fact that they haven't really changed that is nice, I think. I think it looks a bit slimmer and a bit more refined.
Yeah.
The fact that there's only one cable going to the console now is a huge plus.
That is the big plus for me. The only reason I never got
plus.
PSVR was because I saw people like you and Jeff have PSVR and the setup required.
It was a fucking pain.
I was like,
an absolute pain.
I will like miss me with this. I don't need this. I'll wait. It's fine. I'll wait. It was an absolute pain.
The fact that you had this like thick ass cable that terminated into two ends that had to go into a box, and then the box had to be powered, and then that box had to be routed to the PlayStation, and then on top of it, like the very first box didn't have HDR pass through, so. Like whenever I played VR, I had to rewire everything. Otherwise, I'd never get HD. It was a complete nightmare.
So look,
this is just like one cable, USB-C, boom, done.
Yeah. Like, so look, having a cable, when there are things like Oculus Quest that have no cables, it's like, but to go from 400,000 million cables to one, like, cool.
I mean, to be fair, the Quest is only wireless. Okay, that's not exactly true, but when it launched, the Quest was only wireless when you're playing native games. If you wanted to play games on your PC, you had to connect it again with just a USB-C cable. Now they've implemented wireless streaming and whatever, but I still think a single cable I can deal with. The controllers are interesting because they remind me a lot of the Oculus Quest controllers, but the ring, that sort of like motion sensing ring, is pushed further back to like your wrist as opposed to being ahead of your hand. So, which is nice because I don't think you're going to swing somewhere and hit just the controller. Like if you swing somewhere, the thing that's going to hit something first is the front of your hand as opposed to the controller. So
look at that controller. Now look at this. I do love this comparison. Let's say it looks like the old Sony Ericsson logo. I'm like, yeah, it actually really does.
That is such a clever deep cut. Look at that. Oh my God. Beautiful. I love it. If that was purposeful, I fucking love it.
I don't know if it is, but I was like, yeah, it kind of is.
Someone just needs to shade like the negative space in this render in green to like really get it. Yeah. I guess also if you haven't been keeping up with it, the PSVR has inside out tracking, so there's no need for a PlayStation camera, which again, big benefit. It means that the headset will be able to detect the controllers all around you, and the tracking will move with your rotation. So like if I turn parallel to my TV, the camera won't freak out and not know where the fuck I am. It just kind of works. So that's awesome. Because that also means it's more versatile. You don't have to play in front of your TV or wherever your camera's set up. You can, move to where you have more space and just have the cable connected to the PlayStation and not care. So yeah, it's cool. I'm very excited for PSVR. I'm very keen to see more of it. And
one cable, so, can't me in. And then some last pieces of news. DICE Awards happened this year, so I'm just going to fly through some of the big winners. Game of the year, It Takes Two, which is very cool. Why are you pulling that face?
Okay.
What do you think gets Game of the Year? I mean, It Takes Two.
Out of that list.
What you want? Returnal? You want Ratchet and Clank?
I don't know. I don't know. It's fun.
I don't know. Talk to me when you finish It Takes Two.
Yeah.
Outstanding achievement in animation, Ratchet and Clank. Outstanding achievement in art direction, Resident Evil Village. Oh wait, sorry, Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet and Clank as well.
Outstanding achievement in character, Resident Evil Village with Lady Dimitrescu. Outstanding achievements in original music, Returnal.
Oh yeah, I'm very happy about that.
Also, outstanding achievements in audio design, Returnal. That game made you feel disgusting when you played it.
Oh yeah, the audio design there is phenomenal.
Outstanding achievements in story, Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm sure your eyebrows are going to disappear into your hair for that one as well.
Fucking ridiculous.
Outstanding technical achievement, Ratchet and Clank. This is where my eyebrows disappear into my hair. Action game of the year, Halo Infinite, beating out Deathloop, Metroid Dread, Returnal, and The Ascent. I'm like, I don't know.
I think we spoke about it yesterday. I think the only game that would, in my view, take this over Halo Infinite is Returnal to me. Because otherwise, yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, but
in terms of action,
Dread?
Yeah.
Dread. Come on.
Yeah, I liked Halo Infinite a lot, so maybe I'm biased.
Such a fanboy. Just stay in your lane. Adventure Game of the Year, Guardians of the Galaxy.
How does Guardians of the Galaxy win this category and not get nominated for Game of the Year? But then It Takes Two is here and loses?
I don't know. A lot of these awards, I also thought that were a thing of, it's that bias of, oh shame it didn't win in this main award. Let's recognize it in this other side award.
This award is super confusing to me. Family Game of the Year goes to Ratchet and Clank.
Remember playing that with your kids, multiplayer?
Also, like, Family Game of the Year at the Video Game Awards was It Takes Two, and here it's not even nominated. I don't understand what this category is. It makes no sense to me.
We don't know. Fighting Game of the Year, Guilty Gear Strive. Racing Game of the Year, Forza Horizon 5. Role-playing Game of the Year, Final Fantasy 14 Endwalker. This one made me laugh. Sports Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Not FIFA 22 or NBA 2K22 or Riders Republic or The Climb 2, which I have no idea what it is. But Mario Golf is your Game of the Year,
which is not a great game either. Like, it's fine.
It's not a bad game. It's not an exceptional game.
It's just a big ass fine on there. Like,
strategy Game of the Year, Age of Empires. Immersive reality technical achievement, Lone Echo 2, no idea what that is. Yeah, these I don't know. Outstanding achievement for independent game, Unpacking, that's cool.
Interesting. It's a cool one.
Mobile Game of the Year, Pokemon Unite. Online Game of the Year, Halo Infinite. This is where I'm like, yeah, cool. Give it to Halo, that's cool. Outstanding achievements in game design, It Takes Two.
See, that I think it can win there. Yeah. I'm kind of a, there, if I look at the nominees there, it would probably be between the games I've played, because I have not played Inscription. But It Takes Two and Deathloop. Like, Deathloop is a well-designed game. It is not a great story, and it kind of falls apart a bit in certain places, but the design of it is really interesting. Yeah. So, yeah. Well, then I guess the next award,
game direction, Deathloop.
Game direction. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I can see that. Yeah.
So you go.
Anyway,
the DICE Awards. And then last bits of news. Elden Ring will run on the Steam Deck, which is pretty cool. I know you've got your eyebrows are spraying into your hair again. But semi-related, Bandai Namco apologizes for Elden Ring performance issues, because if you're playing this on PC,
it's a bad time on PC.
It's a bad time. Ooh. So the fact that it's running poorly on PC leads me to wonder, will it actually run on the Steam Deck? Like,
I played Dark Souls 3 on the Steam Deck, and that couldn't get to a locked 60. So yeah, good luck.
There you go.
Listen, I think if you lower settings and whatever, you could maybe achieve like a locked 30 on there. But yeah, I mean, this PC port sounds like a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
Even in terms of From Software standards, who are, generally not great at their PC ports. So yeah, it's a bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also got like issues on Xbox One and or Xbox Series X and PS5 in terms of frame rate. On PS5, it's got quite a big issue with rest mode.
Yeah. Don't
Bandai
put your
Namco
PC
said, do not put it in rest mode because you can corrupt your save.
God, so don't do that.
Hooray. PS4's rest mode has been an absolute shit show.
Actual doo-doo water.
The number of games it's actually like they've had to come out and be like, hey, this thing's fucked. Like,
yeah. So on that note, that's gaming news. Elden Ring, good game. Elden Ring also bad game. Question
Elden Ring, your save game.
Wow, Elden Red Ring of Death.
Oh, like that.
There you go. Cool.